They want me back now. Ay, ay, now she go down now. Ay, ay, they want me back now. Ay, see I'm getting to the bag now.
This episode, we're going to focus on this conversation that Stephen A. Smith, on Stephen A. Smith's show, he brought in Tharon Johnson, the liberal, and Anton Daniels, the conservative. And, you know, it's a long segment. You know, we're talking about an hour. You should really check it out. It's very, very interesting. It will bring you more insight on why I truly and utterly hate liberals. Everything this guy says doesn't fix anything. And I'm talking about Tharon Johnson. Everything he says doesn't fix anything. All it does is point fingers at other people, give excuses, and ignore problems. But the ending is what I'm going to focus on. The ending is basically Stephen A. Smith asking both of these men what steps and what should be done for the black community to start succeeding again, to get us out of this hole. One answer is just no accountability, pointing fingers, gaslighting, all types of nonsense. And the other one is telling you exactly what they need to do. Not sugarcoating nothing, just being honest. And one of the major reasons why these liberals do this, these woke black liberals do this shit, it's because if they are actually honest with black people, then guess what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to take a mirror and put it in front of them and say, hey, yeah, this is you. Yeah, that's you. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They never want to do that. Let's lock in.
Tharon, before I got a couple of questions before I let you both get on out of here, and thank y'all both for y'all time. I really, really appreciate it. I want to lean back to what Anton had alluded to earlier when he talked about the shootings in Chicago. 39 shot, 6 fatally. Obviously, crime is a huge issue. That's something.
I want to address this. This is a good example of what I'm talking about when I say they don't give a damn about us. It's all, you know, a charade or a charade. It's all just a distraction. They don't give a damn about black people. Juneteenth just passed. 7+ people were shot to death. All black. Plus 30 plus were just shot, injured, critically injured. All black. Did you hear anything from... I'm sure you're hearing that for the first time from me. I promise you are. Guess what they were protesting? They were protesting Carmelo Anthony not getting away with murder. Instead. This is what I'm talking about when I say they don't give a damn about us, bro. Like, stop getting fooled by these people, bro. That Black Lives shit, oh, we care about Black Lives. They don't give a damn. This is the perfect example. It's like those lies never, they never matter to, it does not matter to them. Those lives don't matter. They're gone. Who cares? No acknowledgement, no protest, nothing. Nothing. Let's carry on, man. Let's carry on.
That all of us pay attention to.
On Juneteenth.
And he talked about...
Throw that in there.
That's right. On Juneteenth, can't forget that.
On Juneteenth, he's right.
He talked about, the mayor in Chicago. He talked about what's been happening in the streets of Chicago for quite a long time and how nothing has been done about it. I think we've seen people. I remember back in the day when Spike Lee spoke out against Obama because Obama wasn't addressing it nearly enough. And he's from that area and he was the president of the United States and felt that more should have been done to bring attention to the plight of things in the city of Chicago. When you listen to a guy like Anton and other conservatives speak about personal responsibility, speak about addressing these issues,
right,
speaking about our willingness as a community to speak up about this just as vehemently as we've been speaking up when this guy Carmelo Anthony was convicted of first-degree murder in Texas a little less than 2 weeks ago.
Big facts.
What do you say to that when those positions are brought to your attention, Tharon, in terms of what liberals or what folks on the left could be doing to better address these situations?
First and foremost, on the Democratic side, we got to start with this. Number one, we support the Second Amendment. But more importantly, Stephen A., we support responsible gun ownership. And what does that look like, right? We have nothing against people who want to be gun owners. Now, in certain states, it's an open carry state. Everyone owns a gun. But we also want to make sure that you lock the guns up and you have the proper storage. And let's get into some of the things that are leading to this crime that we're seeing in places like Chicago and others. You have a gang problem.
Let me stop.
And a lot of these initiations for these gangs.
This man, he said you got to lock up your guns in a safe area. We have a problem with that. Sir, let me ask you a question. These guns that are being used to terrorize people, are you going to make the claim that they are 9 times out of 10 are legal? Like they, yo, oh my God. Like this man thinks that criminals are law-abiding citizens. Hey man, you gotta lock up your guns. That's the problem. He's a clown. He's a clown. Oh my God. Oh my God.
For these gangs are people that are young folks who don't have jobs, that don't have a good parental sort of environment around them, and unfortunately, these gang members are getting them very early and initiating them into these gangs.
Right.
The other thing that's happening is that
hold on. Wait. These gang members, but you're forgetting to say something. Where's the father? Where's the daddy? Daddy's supposed to be in between you and the gangs. Why are you not addressing daddy? Is it because black women run the fucking community? Are you afraid to let these women know, hey man, a father's really important. You got to make sure you pick right when you're trying to procreate. Like, why are you not addressing that? Oh, these gang members get him early. I wonder why. Mama always at work. She don't got time to raise the kids. She got mouths to feed. Great. I commend her for working hard and trying to raise her kids and feed them. Where's the father though? Where's the daddy? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Continue.
People who don't de-escalate situations anymore. Hypothetically, let's say Anton and I, we were in LA, right? Because he spends a lot of time there. We get into a debate, we get into an argument. Back in the day, Steve, okay, maybe we would punch each other, maybe we get in a fight, and maybe even, somebody would break up.
Shot.
But now what happens, Stephen A., is that I got to assume that Anton may actually have a gun. He got to assume that I have a gun. And not only could he
you should assume that no matter what.
So what we're seeing,
no matter what era you're in,
is that people in America, and it's not just a black issue, it's everybody, right? That they're de-escalating situations no more with just fighting. They're actually using guns to shoot people. The other thing I would say is this, the issue around crime. We got to give people more access to jobs, right? I believe that people right now are poor, they're hurting, they're hungry, gas prices are out of control. And so they are using these guns and this violence to shoot people. And a lot of them are like turf wars. A lot of these are disagreements about family disagreements, about a partner or a woman or a man. And we're not able to de-escalate that anymore. And then the last thing I would say is this, is that we got to deal with
look at Anton's
too many
face,
guns
bro.
on the street.
Again, look at Anton's face. Anton is looking like
gun ownership, but
what is this guy talking about?
Hold on. People who are.
You think a job is gonna fix that? No, a job is important. A job is important. It does help the community. It does help the individual. It does help the individual. I 100% agree with you. But that's not gonna fix the violence, bro. You talking about it's a turf war and this and that. Oh, it could be about a girl. It's like, yo, you think throwing a job in there is going to fix that? No. You know what's going to fix that? Law and order. Being hard on people and letting them know, well, no, we don't accept that here in our neighborhood. Period. That's going to fix that. Remind people that we don't play that shit in our neighborhood, bro. We make sure our neighborhood, our community is safe. Period. That's going to fix that. Man, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Who are mentally ill or people who are getting access to these guns to actually inflict pain and murder people, That in lies the problem. I mean, it's also is our judicial system, our justice system. A lot of these people are reoccurring folks. These are like revolving doors. These are repeat offenders. And
Right.
they're getting access to these guns illegally. They're breaking their cars. And so I think our police departments are in a very, very tough situation right now because we also
hold
need
on.
more community policing.
Wait. Which side of the aisle is releasing them back into the streets, though? Why don't you address that? Do you see what I mean when I say they don't want to fix the problem, bro? They're going to talk about the problem all day long. They don't want to fix it.
We need more technology to make sure that we can actually know where these guns are coming from. And when you have a murder, you have a case, you can actually quickly access cameras and now I'm gonna be clear, not actually preying on people, right? But getting cameras set up in the right places where we can actually solve those crimes. So this is a big issue. There's not just a Democratic thing. I think it's an American problem right now.
That's crazy.
Well, it's an American problem, no doubt about it, but it's definitely partially a black problem.
I agree with you, bro. That's not even.
Ask the same question. Basically,
it's gibberish.
For you to answer, but I'll put it this way: many
gibberish.
predominantly black neighborhoods in cities like Atlanta and Chicago still struggle with violence, failing schools, poverty, despite decades of political promises. So, what's the biggest reason those problems persist in your estimation, and what are we going to be able to do about it? Particularly considering what you just heard Tharon say.
So funny because if you look at the track record of the Chicago mayor Brandon Johnson, he literally ran on the premise of defunding the police. He has completely lost control of his police department. I am in a group chat with multiple police officers in Chicago, and they don't trust his leadership. He has no support for them. He removed ShotSpotter that then would help the police officers respond more effectively to crimes that happen inside of these communities. They are juking the stats. Yes, they are. They are juking the stats, and
so if you don't know what juking the stats mean, it means they're manipulating the stat. So let me give you an example. Let's say there was a shooting or homicide. they would characterize it as something else, maybe lesser, much lesser. So the stats, and the crime would look a little bit better to the naked eye. So people, don't get the full weight of what the hell is going on outside. And they're doing this to make it seem like their policies are working, when really it's not. People are suffering out here. But go ahead, man.
Reducing how they're reallocating how they're classifying crime. A lot of these crimes actually go unreported. These are not issues of people that are having some kind of domestic dispute and then it spirals out of control. These are people that are targeting other people, carjackings, taking them to ATMs and having them remove money, telling them to give you your phone and so they can get your password. These are drive-bys. When 12 people were shot over Juneteenth, right, this past weekend over in Chicago, that was a drive-by, and they had over 113 shell casings on the ground. They are demonizing the police. They don't support it. They don't want to speak on that. They don't want to be accountable for the fact that they advocated for the police or against the police. They want to say more community policing. That doesn't work. They implemented the Safety Act over in Illinois. That didn't work. They're trying to put in the no bail system. That doesn't work. They're so busy trying to pander for votes instead of solving for the problem by being tough on crime and holding these people accountable. And that's why you also see these teen takeovers. It is predominantly from black children, teen takeovers.
Hold on. Time out. If y'all don't know what teen takeovers is, look it up. Look it up. These young kids, because, the parents don't want to raise their kids, they link up 40, 50, sometimes 100 deep, and they take over a whole area, causing madness, mischiefs, all types of nonsense. Look it up. Do some research. This is what I'm talking about when I say they don't want to fix these problems, bro. They don't give a damn about us. They don't want to fix them. Cool. They don't want to address them either.
Takeovers, and I'm not talking about takeover as far as like car meets and stuff, but teen takeovers are happening across the United States of America. They're woefully inadequate. They don't have the technology. They can't follow them on social media to be able to preventatively stop. And then they don't even have the tools to hold the parents or them accountable once they find out that something is happening. Now our police departments are reactive. They're not proactive. They can't solve the problems, and they don't have the support of our politicians. And that's why you see what's happening inside of our community. Nobody is even scared of the police. They'll approach the police. I see multiple videos all the time of people talking to the police disrespectful because they don't have any kind of regard for them, because we've created this culture where now cops are bad based off of the uniform, and the majority of those same cops are actually from those neighborhoods that they're policing.
Big facts.
Aaron, I'm going to end this interview by asking you both this last question, and I'll start with you.
Let me end it
Imagine
right
we're
here.
having the same conversation.
Listen, like I said, I would continue on, and because this is a really great conversation. Again, I'm going to put the link below. You guys check it out. It's an amazing conversation. And you could really see the difference between a conservative mindset and a woke, liberal, black mindset. It's night and day. One is about accountability. The other one is about pointing fingers. It's Trump's fault. It's the Republicans' fault. It's white people's fault. It's like, yo, go look in the mirror, sir. Please go look in the mirror. Please. But like I said, check it out. Thank you for watching. Comment, share, like. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts below. W2X. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.